The episode begins with Shiori leaving, but Kohei is crying his heart out, still emotional over her. Yoshida looks disappointed not because she misses Shiori, but because she lost her chance at running Iori's ryokan and dreaming of all that sweet property and money. After going inside, Azusa casually mentions that Shiori showed up because she had a feeling Iori might be getting married through some kind of family telepathy. Kohei overhears this and immediately tries to use the same telepathy to connect with Shiori, but instead of seeing her, he ends up seeing Iori's face. Devastated and disgusted, he gives up. Yoshida gives it a try too, imagining a perfect future where she and Iori run the ryokan together. But even in her fantasy, she ends up seeing Chisa instead. Her dreams crumble. Suddenly, it's revealed that Iori and Chisa are not blood-related. That revelation shocks everyone. Nanaka drops off Iori and Chisa before driving off. Iori is thrilled as his sister's finally gone, which means he can drink and do whatever he wants again. We all know what that means. Chisa opens the club room door and is horrified by what she sees. Everyone inside is completely undressed, enjoying themselves like old men at a public bath. She immediately slams the door shut. Curious, Iori opens it to check and sees something even worse. He, too, slams the door and wonders why he even has eyes in the first place. Not wanting to go inside, Iori suggests they head to a cafe instead. But before they can leave, Yoshida opens the door and drags them inside. We cut to a flashback. Yoshida, shocked to learn that Iori and Chisa aren't blood relatives, starts crying, worried about what could have already happened between them. Kohei and Yoshida decide to team up and get the truth out of them. Back in the present, Yoshida casually asks Iori and Chisa what they want to do. Chisa is starting to get suspicious and asks Yoshida if something's wrong. Yoshida brushes it off, hiding her real plan. She wants to get them drunk enough to spill their feelings. Iori agrees to play strip rock paper scissors, but before the game starts, he wipes Yoshida's makeup and tells her to give up on whatever scheme she's plotting. Yoshida shrugs it off and insists they begin. She quickly signals to Kohei, who tries to ask Iori about love and family ties, but fumbles by asking about Shiori instead of Chisa. Yoshida yanks him back and scolds him. She then signals Azusa, who introduces a new game. Everyone must point to the person who best fits a certain trait. The first prompt is looks good in blue. Everyone points at Iori. He loses and is handed water by Yoshida. Suspicious, Iori pulls out a lighter to test it, but Yoshida blocks him. Turns out it really is just water. He drinks it, but still spits it out. Clearly, he doesn't trust her. Now it's Iori's turn. He asks, who probably takes long baths. Once again, everyone points at him. Honestly, I think boys are the fastest bathers, especially in winter. He drinks again and tells himself not to lose the next round. Next prompt, most likely to be an otaku. Everyone points at Aurori, of course. He drinks again. Before Aurori can even say the next category, everyone's already pointing at him. He protests, saying they're just messing with him now. But he keeps losing and drinking anyway. Yoshida is amazed he's still standing. Curious, she tastes the water herself and realizes it's really juice. Iori has been faking it, pretending to drink and spilling it on himself instead. She's stunned. Only my uncle could drink that much juice if it were free. Later, Iori chats with Rujiru and asks why he keeps getting picked. Rujiru explains that they were planning to get him drunk and spoil the truth. Iori then shares that his dad was adopted and clarifies that Chisa is just a friend. But when asked about Nanaka, he blurts out that even though they're cousins, she's hot and falls into the old lady category. Right at that moment, Nanaka arrives and hears everything. She runs away. Next scene, Yoshida catches a fever after sleeping in her swimsuit. She asks where Iori is. Chisa replies that he's at home. Yoshida assumes Iori is enjoying some private time with Nanaka, all because of that terrible timing earlier. Chisa sneezes. Yoshida asks if she's sick too, but Chisa denies it. Yoshida suggests she read a book if she's bored, but it's already too late. Chisa spots the title, a book all about chest growth. Every book in the cupboard is about that topic. Later, while Yoshida pretends to sleep, Chisa tries to grab another book discreetly, but Yoshida pops up at the exact moment, catching her. Chisa gives up. Meanwhile, back at home, Iori tries to talk with Nanaka, but she's clearly uncomfortable. The earlier incident left a strong impression. Iori tries to ease the tension by complimenting Chisa. At first it works. Nanaka starts to warm up, but then Iori messes it up by saying Chisa is just as hot as Nanaka. Nanaka scoots even farther away. Trying to fix things, Iori decides to be completely honest and shouts, "You're smoking hot." The distance between them now rivals the space between the sun and Pluto. Later, while Nanaka is making noodles and feeling warm, Iori decides to be a gentleman. But instead of helping, he tries to take off her clothes to cool her down. Naturally, this makes things even more awkward. Trying to shift the mood, Iori calls out to Nanaka, but she's clearly still traumatized. Iori blurts out that he also thinks Azusa is smoking hot, and boom, history repeats itself. Azusa now thinks Iori is creeping on her, but he quickly explains that he was only trying to reassure Nanaka. Azusa, understanding the situation, says Nanaka needs to get more comfortable with this kind of conversation. She starts comforting her, and Iori is genuinely touched. Azusa then suggests the three of them go out for drinks. But she has a hidden plan. Iori turns her down, saying he sees Nanaka as more of a big sister. It turns out, Azusa had secretly called Nanaka along to prove to her that Iori isn't a bad guy, and that he doesn't think of her in that way. With everything cleared up, the three of them head to a bar. Iori finally feels relieved. He thanks Azusa sincerely, bowing his head. Azusa gives him advice. Relationships are tricky, and if he wants to make a move, he should do it while he can. Iori doesn't quite get it, but he's grateful nonetheless. Back with Chisa, she tries to convince Yoshida she's not interested in the chest growth book, but her blushing face tells another story. Yoshida asks if she's ever wanted a boyfriend, brings up Iori, but Chisa quickly denies any interest and throws the question back at Yoshida. Yoshida feels a bit embarrassed, like she's the only one worrying about these things. As Chisa leaves, Yoshida asks if she wants to borrow the book. Chisa declines, and with that, the episode comes to a close.